Hello there! My name is Jasom Jensai. Welcome to another episode of Star Wars Duels. This video is about Kylo Ren versus Asajj Ventress. Star Wars Duels is a series where I analyze two Star Wars characters' tactics, mentality, and power and explain what I think would happen if those two Star Wars characters fought each other. The battlefield for this duel will be the Bridge of a Star Destroyer. While you watch, leave a comment. Who do you think would win? Have you read Dark Disciple? And what Jedi has the coolest lightsaber hilt? There are 3 simple questions that you can answer while this video plays, so comment your answers below. Kylo Ren is the grandson of Vader, possibly the most feared Sith Lord ever. Although Kylo Ren is powerful, so is Ventress. Who will win? Before I get into the analysis, I just want to say, I like your shirt, it looks really good on you. Master of the Knights of Ren, Son of Darkness, heir apparent to Lord Vader, and the last Skywalker. Kylo Ren has so much legacy behind him. Expectations were high, and yet in many ways, he surpassed them. However, when you look past the mask of brutality that Kylo Ren hides behind, he fell short of the legends of the Sith before him. Kylo Ren lost to a girl who had never held a lightsaber. Although he was injured and he did not want to kill her, there is no way he should have been defeated. However, Kylo did defeat Rey in The Rise of Skywalker. Kylo Ren does not rely on skill. Kylo relies on his strength. He is part of a time period where lightsaber combat techniques have been lost. Pretty much everyone overswings and telegraphs half a second before they attack. If I had to give Kylo Ren a lightsaber form, it would be a combination of Form 5 and Form 7. Form 5 uses parries that are strong enough to overwhelm the opponent's attack and turn into attacks themselves. Through sheer strength, Form 5 users keep the opponent on the defensive. Form 7 can be described as the most offensive lightsaber fighting style. It is aggressive, but leaves the user open to attack. Form 7 users take to heart the idea that an overwhelming offense is a great defense. Kylo Ren is an offensive fighter. He is at his best when an opponent is incapable of keeping up with his powerful swings. One of my favorite things about Kylo Ren's fighting style is his weapon. Crossguards are so helpful. Without crossguards, an opponent can easily hit your hands, especially if you get in a blade lock. But Kylo's crossguards are even better than normal crossguards. Kylo can use his crossguards for offense. If he gets in a blade lock, Kylo does not need to do any fancy twirls or push really hard to finish off his opponent. All he has to do is push his hands forward and stab his opponent with his crossguard. Kylo's crossguards are such a good idea, and they look awesome too. Kylo is in excellent physical condition. He is not extremely fast for a Force user, but he has amazing reflexes. Kylo Ren, like his father and his uncle and even his grandfather, is an excellent pilot. But Kylo's speed and even his reflexes are not as significant as his strength. Kylo Ren was able to overpower 2 Praetorian guards at once. And I mean, just look at him. However, even Kylo's strength is not his most significant physical ability. Kylo Ren is extremely tough. Kylo is able to survive getting thrown down a giant pit by Sidious, slashed across the face by a lightsaber, and even getting shot by Chewie's bowcaster. Kylo Ren wears a cloth armor that is probably designed for blaster fire. This kind of armor allows Kylo to be protected while remaining flexible. Kylo Ren is not just physically strong, he is strong with the Force. In The Last Jedi, Kylo's telekinesis is equal to Rey's, and Rey is strong enough to lift several tons of rocks. Therefore, Kylo should be able to perform similar feats of strength. However, by the time of The Rise of Skywalker, Rey has surpassed Kylo in telekinesis. When the transport that Rey thought was taking Chewie was escaping, Rey used the Force to pull it towards her. Kylo saw this and pushed the opposite way, but the forces did not equal out. If Kylo and Rey were still equally powerful, the ship should have gone back to its original pace, but it was barely moving. Which means that we cannot use Rey's feats in The Rise of Skywalker as a direct comparison to Kylo. Kylo has more than telekinesis. Kylo can stop blaster bolts in midair with seemingly no concentration. While that's impressive, what's more impressive to me is when he used that same power on Rey. On Takodana, Kylo not only completely freezes Rey in place, he knocks her out. Unfortunately, Kylo never used his Force lightning, but he is powerful enough to not need it. Like most Force users, Kylo's first move in a fight is to pull out his lightsaber, so his Force powers are used more like backup to his lightsaber skills. Kylo Ren is powerful. He has demonstrated extreme power in the Force and great strength with his lightsaber. However, Kylo has a big problem with swinging too hard and leaving himself defenseless. But even with this flaw, Kylo has proven himself to be a powerful warrior. Asajj Ventress has proven herself to be a skilled warrior. Although she was never considered a Sith, she has proven to be powerful enough to be considered a threat by Darth Sidious. If Anakin had died during the Clone Wars, I believe that Sidious would have chosen Ventress to replace him. Dooku was too old. He was a great asset, but he was never anything but a placeholder. Ventress has proven herself to be strong with the dark side, and given proper training, she could be a worthy Sith Lord. Unfortunately, we never got to see anything like that. Asajj was trained only as an assassin. She is cunning and stealthy. Ventress rarely attacks unless she has the upper hand. This is why she has the reputation of running away. It is not fear, it is patience. But when Ventress attacks, she goes all in. Ventress primarily uses Form 4. It is acrobatic, fast, and aggressive. Form 4 users try to overwhelm their opponent with speed. They outflank, attack, and overwhelm. However, Dooku taught Ventress his favorite lightsaber form, Form 2. Form 2 is all about precision. Ventress combines her speed with her precision. But Ventress does not simply use her lightsabers, she uses her environment. Ventress uses her agility to lead her opponent into a trap, whether it's slicing a pipe and releasing a stream of pressurized gas towards her opponent, dropping heavy objects on her opponent, or simply leading them into an ambush. Ventress is always planning a creative trap for her adversaries. Ventress is cunning, fast, and precise. One of Ventress's most impressive duels is her and Savage versus Count Dooku. After Savage leaves, she manages to survive a duel by force pushing Dooku's lightsaber just a little off target for a killing blow and straight into a pipe. That pipe immediately releases a stream of pressurized gas, which temporarily blinds Dooku, allowing Ventress to retrieve her lightsabers and escape. As mentioned earlier, Ventress is very creative, not just with her lightsabers and her mobility, but also with the Force. Ventress uses the Force like a part of her body. To her, the Force is like another set of muscles, unlike most Force users who use it like a weapon or a tool. Ventress's most powerful use of the Force was when she broke through both Anakin and Obi-Wan's Force walls, Force choking them simultaneously. Although Obi-Wan's Force wall is not very strong, choking both him and Anakin is extremely impressive. However, at the time, she had just been betrayed by Dooku. Her rage gave her focus and is probably the only reason she was able to accomplish this. Still, despite her relative lack of power, her creativity is extremely impressive. Asajj Ventress is extremely skilled, blindingly fast, and very cunning. She uses her speed and precision to guide her opponents into a trap and take them out. Asajj is one of the deadliest warriors in the Separatist Alliance. Kylo Ren is strong and tough. Ventress is fast and skilled. Their fighting styles are complete opposites. Kylo uses the Force as a last resort if nothing else will work. Ventress uses the Force as naturally as she uses her hands. Kylo is strong enough to lift several tons of rocks, freezes objects in place, and knocks people out with a wave of his hand. Ventress can barely Force choke a couple Jedi. Kylo overswings and leaves himself open to a skilled swordsman with almost every attack. Ventress can survive a duel with Dooku, Anakin and Obi-Wan, and even an encounter with Yoda. Kylo can survive a shot from Chewie's bowcaster, he can survive crashing a starfighter, and he can overpower 2 Praetorian guards at once. Ventress relies completely on her speed and never overpowers a single Jedi. I'm very excited to write this battle, but before I reveal who I think would win, tell me in the comments, who do you think would win? Let the battle begin. Kylo stands on the bridge of an old Imperial Star Destroyer. His lightsaber crackles at his side as he looks at the pale humanoid before him. Ventress smiles coldly as she reaches down and calmly activates her lightsaber. It is a battle to the death. There is no escape for either until one of them dies. As Ventress begins to taunt Kylo, making fun of his ridiculous crackle blade and how he must have messed up the bleeding process, Kylo attacks. Ventress steps back and out of the way of Kylo's massive swing. Ventress laughs and taunts him about how she barely had to use any strength to survive his attack. This leads Kylo to attacking harder. Ventress ducks under an attack and lunges forward, but Kylo steps to the side and avoids Ventress' attacks, before following up with his own. Ventress rolls forward and avoids Kylo's vicious swing. Kylo asks her what he thinks of his saber now that it's been so close to cutting her in half. Ventress switches to serious mode and tells him that she isn't going to be easy on him. Ventress attacks. She swings high with her right arm before swinging low with her left, stabbing with her right, overhead with the left, across with the right, fake with the left, and stab with the right. Kylo blocks and avoids all of them, barely surviving the encounter. Kylo leaps to the side over the crew stations. Ventress easily leaps after him and continues her attack. Kylo tries to overpower her and put her back on the defense, but every time he steps forward, she steps to the side, outflanking him and keeping him on his toes. Kylo unleashes a massive force push that knocks Ventress all the way across the room and knocks her to the ground. Kylo instantly leaps towards her, but she quickly rolls to her feet. Kylo attacks. This time he is on the offensive. Ventress is deflecting and dodging his attacks, waiting for an opening and planning her next attack. At this point, Ventress knows that she will not be able to break through Kylo's force wall or his powerful defense. Unfortunately, there is nothing loose enough for her to throw at Kylo. Ventress leads Kylo to the door to exit the bridge, and then retreats toward the window. As Kylo follows, she slashes a few pipes in the ceiling, and a stream of gas flows out, blinding and surprising Kylo for a second. Ventress rolls backward and rushes forward, dragging her blades on the ground before bringing them up in a double attack. Kylo blocks one blade and dodges the other. Ventress kicks Kylo in the leg, but he is on-phased and pushes her back. Ventress leaps over the crew stations to escape. As Kylo follows, Ventress quickly force pushes him backward. With nothing to stand on, Kylo flies backward into the other crew station. Ventress leaps towards him and joins him by all the scanners and controls. Kylo begins slashing viciously at her, but she dodges all his attacks and retreats to the other end. When she reaches the other end, she jumps up to the command deck. As Kylo follows, she kicks him in the stomach. He easily tanks the hit, but it allows Ventress to attack. Kylo can barely keep up with Ventress, so he uses the force to push her across the room again. But this time, Ventress can fight back. Ventress uses the force to lift up all of the debris from their battle, including 2 long metal spikes she carved off of the ground before attacking him on the command deck. Ventress hurls them at her opponent, who tries to dodge, but gets hit by one of the metal spikes when Ventress changes its trajectory. Kylo is knocked to the ground. As he rolls to his feet, Ventress attacks again. This time, Kylo is on full retreat. Kylo pushes Ventress back, but she anticipates it and lands with her feet on the wall. Ventress launches herself towards Kylo with restraint and continues her attack, but Kylo holds back her blades with the force before attacking with his own. Ventress dodges, but Kylo is on the offense now. He swings at her head, but she spins to her left and attacks his shoulder. Kylo swings at her, intercepting her attack on the way, but Ventress ducks underneath a blade. As Kylo's blade goes past, Ventress force pushes Kylo's arms away. Kylo's swing would have already left him open, but Ventress made the problem even worse. With her use of the force, Kylo's saber swings all the way past his hip. Before Kylo can recover, Ventress thrusts her saber through his stomach. Kylo Ren is powerful, but Ventress is faster, more creative, and more skilled. So with that, thanks for listening to what I have to say about Kylo Ren versus Ventress. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to watch more Star Wars Duels, subscribe and check out the playlist in the description or the end screen. Don't forget to comment any criticisms, congratulations, or questions you have about the video. If you don't know what to say, don't worry, just comment which Jedi has the coolest lightsaber hilt in your opinion. May the Force be with you.